All right, so this is for the University of St. Thomas Math 005 class. This is lesson 7, part 3, I'm sorry. I want to find the slope of a line that's passing through 2 points, and we're given those point values. This is an x and a y and an x and a y. It doesn't matter which one we pick to be x1, but as soon as you pick x1, that has to be y1, and then the other one has to be x2, y2. You have to keep the pair together. There's no mixing and matching. But as I say, it doesn't matter which one comes first, but once you pick, you're stuck. All right, so this is, I'm going to say this one's going to be my x1, y1, x2, y2. And now I'm going to take my formula, which is the slope, or m, is going to equal the quantity of y2 minus y1 divided by the quantity of x2 minus x1. And that's a fancy way of saying we're going to just plug the numbers into where we've said that they belong. So y2 is going to be a -1, and I'm subtracting my y1, which is a -5. All right, and then I'm going to have a denominator here of x2, which is going to be 4, minus my x1, which is 1. All right, so at this point I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of arithmetic. This is -1. This becomes a +5 because of that double negative going on there. So I'm going to have 5 minus 1 is going to give me a +4. And then 4 minus 1 is going to give me a 3. So my slope here is going to be 4 over 3, or you could also say 1 1/3. I don't normally mind if you leave it as 4/3. In fact, sometimes it's much easier to tell what's going on. All right. I also want to talk about how we would find a missing value if we know the slope. So in this case, we're told our slope is -9 over 4. -9 over 4. And we're also told that we have a 4 here, right, minus a 2 here, and I'm going to have my x, which is my unknown, and I'm going to have my, well, hang on a second here, I'm saying this backwards. We want our y's on the top and x's on the bottom, and I've switched these around. So my 4 minus -5, that's my y's, and then I'm going to have an x, that's my x, and my other x is going to be a 2. All right, so this is going to get me my 9, which is what we would expect, right? And then here I have, this has got to become, this is going to become a negative here. I need it to be a -4. So -4 is going to equal x minus 2. And really, once you've set this up, once you figure out where all the pieces go, you can actually just jump from this part to here. Okay? We don't need to do a whole lot more with this because we just are trying to find what that x is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 2 to the other side. And that is going to get me my -4 plus 2. So our x is going to be +2. All right, so, and that's going to be our solution right there. X equals 2. All right, let's see what else we have here that we can work on. All right, here we're being asked to graph using the information they're giving us. They're telling us the point that they want us to pass through, and then they want to tell it. They told us what the slope is. So at this point, I'm going to say, let's go ahead and label this. It's going to be -1, -2, -3, -4, And since my handwriting is kind of large, I'm doing it alternating sides here, but that's just so that I can see, so we can see what's going on. So -7, and then I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll call that good enough for that direction. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'm going to have negative, skip that. We're going to understand that that's a -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, right? And we're just going to label this all the way down. So now I'm told I have a -3, so I'm going to come over to the left 3, and then I'm going to come up 4. And if I can plot that reasonably well, it looks like that should be it. So now I'm going to come down 3, because this is a negative. Okay, I'm going to say -3. I'm going to come down 3, and then I'm going to go over 2. So I'm going to wind up here. Right? I'm coming down 3, so I came from 4 down to 1, and then I moved to the right 2. And that is going to get me my line. And it's going to keep on going. And as I've said before, I could not draw a straight line to save my life. So we'll call that good enough at the moment. All right. So hopefully this is making sense what's happening. We're told a point that becomes our thumbtack to the graph, and then we're told how to move this. And I could have just as easily gone up 3 and back 2. That would get me to the exact same line. In fact, let me go ahead and do that. I'm on 4. Let me go up to 7. And I'm going to go over to 5. And you can see that that falls right into that same. All right, and that hopefully will give us a good idea of how to go about doing it. I'm not going to do a second one just like that. I think one is enough. You guys should be able to practice the other.